Sorry, we'll all just sit and wait for Beth to finish her text messages. You all right?
Sorry.
Who are you texting? How's your boyfriend?
No, I'm texting a groom actually, but
How's your boyfriend though?
don't have a boyfriend. Do I have a boyfriend? Don't know. Have a boyfriend.
At what point do people become?
I don't know. I feel like we're a bit too old for that. It reminds me of like giving me a Valentine's Day card in year 3 kind of vibe.
Oh, I quite liked when Brian asked me to be his girlfriend.
How did he ask?
We were in Dubai.
Romantic.
In bed.
Alright, will you be my missus?
No, I think he did it in a baby voice.
Oh, Brian. Let's hear your baby voice, Bri.
No. I didn't say it. No, I didn't.
Go on. What's your baby voice?
He won't do it.
Do it.
I think I've beat it out of him. I hate
It's
it.
hilarious though, because she does baby voice all the time.
Baby voice. I actually don't.
She does it
I
all.
actually
She
don't.
does it all the time, and then
don't.
she
You're
doesn't
getting
realise
very
she does
defensive
it.
very
I
quickly.
actually
She doesn't realise she does it, and then
So
it's
he
such
says
an
this
ick.
to me. He says this to me, and I always say.
You two are very pointy today.
He goes. Tell me when. No, I said tell me next time I
No,
do it.
because it's awkward
Never.
and
He's never told
embarrassing
me.
for you.
He's never ever told me.
Bri, what's her baby voice like?
You can't do it. I don't.
Brian, please, can I have a elderflower and water?
Oh, Brian.
But also, first of all, girls are allowed to do it.
Please,
Boys are not.
have elderflower.
No, boys aren't allowed to do it.
What's yours like, Brian? What's Brian's like then?
I don't have one.
You fucking liar.
Go on, what's it like?
Morning. I just baby voice has always been my biggest turn off.
Then don't do it then.
I don't do it.
You do. I'm going to record it and put it on
Do
Instagram.
it. Do it. I bet. I dare you.
Oh, dare. No way.
You sound like Isla.
Guys, this is what a 15-year relationship sounds like.
Can I just interrupt this broadcast quickly? I'd like to
Why?
put it out because I've been.
We haven't even done the intro yet, Brian. That's what
I've
you'd
been
say
going
to us.
through the like just looking like YouTube and YouTube.
Sorry?
Oh, we got the
YouTube.
The YouTube.
YouTube analytics, and I'd love to know which person out there. There's only one of you that's constantly disliking every video. I find it quite hilarious. If you're gonna do it, just comment and say it so we know
Say
who you are.
it's me.
Yeah.
Because it's on every
Because you
single.
can't.
Just
It's
one
like
on
it's a
every
little bit
single
sad,
video.
and also just so you know, if you're the person who does it and is listening, it actually helps the algorithm reach more people. So it's not achieving what you wanted to achieve. I just find it interesting that there's one
that's
person
my
out
level
there.
of petty. I like
There's
it.
one person that's going on every video every
like
week.
it.
They obviously subscribe because it comes up, and they press dislike, and I find that quite interesting. So
I could write a list of a few people it might be.
Me too. We haven't done the intro.
Sorry. All right. Roll the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding and welcome,
The Unfiltered Bride Podcast. Tips from the top table and beyond.
so you know it's going to be juicy.
Can I now?
Yeah.
Freya, my employee, went to one of the like planners networking meeting things the other day, and somebody was like, "Oh, I think when." First of all, it was interesting how the attitudes changed when they learned where she worked.
Okay. I want full story. Just give me
That
full
is
story.
the bit of that story. But then they were talking about a different planner there, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, I think Georgie has some beef with her." And I literally was racking my brain because I don't think I have beef with anybody. But apparently it was me and you
What?
that had beef with this person. Basically because of I actually don't know what it is.
So who's the person?
I'm not going to say on here. So yeah, it was interesting to hear all the like.
Well, we both have beef with them.
Apparently, I genuinely don't think. I reckon
I've got beef with.
you've got beef with more people than I've got
No,
beef
I
with.
don't. No,
100%.
I've got beef with.
It's already more than me.
3 people I strongly fucking dislike,
Is it?
but they're not all planners.
None of them are planners, are they?
One is,
Oh, okay.
and I think that's the same.
I don't really have beef with that person.
No,
though.
I just don't like them.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between beef
and don't like.
thing. Yeah, there's a big group of people I wouldn't want to work with again.
Yeah.
But there's I reckon I don't think I hate anybody.
Oh, there's 2 people I fucking hate.
Who?
Who fucking broke me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mentally.
But the funniest thing about it is if you turned up on a wedding and they were there, you'd be like, "Hi."
Yeah, because I'm not confrontational.
No, I don't think I'm confidential unless somebody starts. You'll be so proud of me.
Oh.
Do I save this for another episode?
No, I will know it now. Don't
Right.
fucking make me wait.
Did a wedding the other day. So top table is down the end. I'm stood at the back listening to the speeches. There's a table right next to me on the right, left, right, whatever. Where there's a guy sat on his phone, first of all, and I'm like, all right, whatever, fine.
That's fucking rude.
Fine. But then the guy behind him he's a bit chavvy, he's a bit drunk, he's a bit sweary. He's talking to him, going, get off your fucking phone, talk it. And I'm like, okay, we'll just leave it. The guy puts his phone away. He carries on talking. He's talking to me at a normal level, which when the speech, first of all, don't even whisper, but he's talking. I look
About
at him.
what?
I don't know, fucking telling this kid off for being on his phone, but he's drunk as well, so he's whatever. So I then look at him. I'm staring at him. He looks at me. He's like, oh, sorry. And I was like, be quiet. Like, did my little shh with my hand to my lips.
And a wink.
Shh. Fucking carries on. So I'm literally stood there like, I can't. Nah, fuck it. Went over. I was like, you need to be quiet. I was like, they're doing their speeches. It's all being recorded and it will pick up your voice. It won't, but that was my thing. Oh, I'm sorry. Fucking right. Stand back over there. He's still looking at me. Sorry. Still saying sorry. He's drunk. He's really drunk. He's sorry. And I'm like, just shut the fuck up. Other tables are looking at him. He keeps talking. I go over and I'm like, just go into the bar. Just go out and go into the bar. No, I'll stop. I then had to stand next to his table like a fucking teacher. You know the teachers that used to be there during your exams? What are they called? Invigilators. I had to stand there like that to make him not speak during their speeches.
Joe, I think people think you are a dickhead on a day, but it is for the whole benefit of the couple.
Pure. I don't care if you talk during this. I do actually. That's a lie. It benefits me in no way if I stop you talking during the speeches.
But you're doing your job.
You know why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
It's like talking in a library.
It's just rude.
It's like talking at a funeral.
Yeah. But it's like laughing at a funeral. It's worse than just talking.
Yeah. And
he's the one that then shouts some stuff out. So the best man is doing his speech. He's like, oh, what did he say? Boys for life, something like that. And I was like, he's not my kind of guy. But I was like, but I was really proud of myself for going over, because probably year one Georgie might not have done anything. This year Georgie, I'm taking no shit. Shut up or go to the bar. I don't care. You pick.
Yeah, I think I'm at my wit's end with it, because I've got a question for you.
All right.
So I have a situation going on.
Okay.
Do a wedding. Didn't book our tablecloths.
Okay.
Venue's tablecloths.
Yeah.
I've emailed the venue what size tablecloths I need.
Yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
They've emailed back to confirm, because I even said, did you get my email?
Yeah.
Please can you steam a tablecloths? If we have time, we'll do it. Get to the wedding.
So I'm just going to pause you right there. What did they say?
If we have time, we'll do it.
Yeah. Guess what?
They
don't have time.
Also, it's not my...
Also, they're going to charge you more money. Like, I know it seems like they should iron their tablecloths, but they don't.
I've done... Get there. Not the right size tablecloths. Not enough tablecloths. Not steamed. We've asked. Twice. Still not done it. What do I do? Because if you were there, what would you do?
I have a question back, because we were discussing this prior to filming. First of all, I would also be sad by the top table, as you would also be sad by the top table, but they're not your cloths. So what are you meant to do?
What do you do on the day, though?
That's what I mean. I don't have tablecloths. I don't even have tablecloths. You have tablecloths, not with you, but I don't even own the tablecloths. I would just literally say to them, the bride is not going to be... I did it the other day, actually, but to be fair, it was a very chilled bride and she wouldn't have cared. But the cloths were awful, in my opinion. So I tried to steam them. But you know when they're so...
They're pressed in.
I could not... There was nothing I could do with that. There was nothing I could do to...
a lot of time with
the
staff that we don't have, because we staff for what
we're doing.
Even in London, I did a London wedding straight after the registry office. There was 30 people. There was marks on 3 of the tablecloths, and I went to them like, just to let you know, there's 3 marks on these tablecloths. Like, have you got any others we can change them for?
Yeah.
No, we don't have any more. We've got other functions we're ordering. And I'm like, well, what?
Yeah,
what
this is
can
maybe something
I do?
People don't understand, is that venues quite often hire in tablecloths, or at least they have them clean so they all get taken off the premises. So if they only have 10 cloths, they only have 10 cloths. They're stupid for only having 10 cloths. But that, again, that's not an us. How do we deal with that? But I saw a picture of the top table and would not have been happy with it. But also, my question would be, did the bride go and have a first look?
I think so, but then is it too late at first look stage?
If I was the bride and went into that room and that's what my top table looked like, I would have said, fix that top table.
But I feel like
But then what would have happened if the bride asks?
this is what annoys me. I feel like when the bride asks,
Everything gets stopped.
everything gets stopped and they do it. But when we ask,
You're just annoying.
they're like, who are you to fucking dictate to us? Which is a respect. Again, I wouldn't have the venue dictate to me. Like, it fucking annoys me when they dictate to me, but I also have to follow their rules and regulations. Like, we wanted longer drapier runners and they said no because of service. It's their
service?
because of waiting staff getting round, it's slip hazards,
Yeah.
and it's their insurance.
This is so difficult because when you're working with different suppliers, how do you check everything?
But also, I want it to look good for
Yeah.
you. I want to use your photos.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Like, but if I can't, I mean, there was an argument that happened on the day.
Yeah.
It's just like,
what are you meant to do?
and this is what I'm coming to the Mrs. Hinch of the wedding industry. What do we do as suppliers?
I don't know, because the problem is
Because we did a wedding last year. We did a wedding last year, and I said she's not gonna be happy with them fucking tablecloths.
Which wedding?
Black and white wedding in a barn.
Yeah. What did we do? We just had to try and steam as much as we could.
But they didn't touch the floor. They didn't.
No.
But they didn't have any.
But my problem is, but then she did ask. I was going to say, my problem is to guarantee that you will give me the tablecloths that I want, I have to get your tablecloths.
Yeah.
It's going to cost more, definitely. But then if I'm asking the venue for those tablecloths and the venue are saying yes, by the way, if anybody ever says, if we get time to do it, they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So just put that on your radar, or get your own tablecloths, but I agree. I had the same thing before where I'm like, they don't touch the floor. They don't have any other cloth. I can't pop cloths out the air. Like, you just, I don't know.
And it's like, we don't enjoy it. We don't enjoy seeing it like that. We don't enjoy leaving it like that.
No. But what are you meant to do?
But what are we going to do? I'm asking you.
Well, put your foot down on hiring cloths from you.
Yeah.
Maybe you only do weddings where they hire the cloths from you.
But then it's
But that's the only way you can put your name on it.
And it's really hard, like with menus and stuff as well. Like we say, like, we'll help, but it's down to the caterers really because of dietary requirements.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big thing. Like,
this is like you saying, if we get time to, we'll put them out. She's not going to put them out.
Well, like, I have done so many times and I will. But also,
but the priority is your work.
Usually 9 times out of 10, we don't have like the final table plan.
Yeah.
Dietary requirements, service staff, they have certain 12 o'clock points. We did a wedding
before where me, you and the caterers all had a different table plan.
Yeah.
And then who do you
go?
Where do you go with?
And it's really hard. Like, I will make sure they look good. Like, I'll be like, that's how I want them placed.
Yeah. But you put them where you want them to be.
But do you think that's a stylist job?
What?
Putting out menus? This is what I mean, because we are there to make it visually look great, but we're also there, we're a hire company. I think that's the confusion.
This is where the big grey area always is, because what did a venue do the other day? And I was thinking, God, they're lucky that they did that, because that is not on their list of... It was something like moving all the outside furniture. And I was like, thank God they did, because I wouldn't be able to lift it up by myself. I think you need to think about all of these things and figure out who's doing what. I'm thinking when I used to do catering, we used to put the menus out, but you'd have to section it down. The amount of times I've done a wedding where it's putting name cards out and they're not on order.
Yeah, they're not.
Do you remember? Actually, that was when we did together. I was there probably an hour and a half. So that's an hour and a half that I'm not doing other stuff that would have probably been more helpful for me to be doing. I think you need to figure out who's doing what, check it's on their list, because at least so this person obviously complained to you for compensation, I'm assuming. That needs to be directed to the right people for a start, whoever did the cloths. But also, if it was never on their list of it needs to be done.
I mean, I have email proof where I've emailed them what I need, because we got in the external tables, because we got the extra wide trestle tables because they wanted charger plates.
Oh, okay.
But even normal trestles, it wouldn't have fit.
No.
But we got the extra wide ones.
So you then said, but why did they hire the cloths anyway?
What do you mean?
The venue? Why the venue hiring the cloths?
Well, they obviously don't. I mean, they might store, but we just said this is the amount of tablecloths that we need for the tables that we're providing.
Yeah.
Because we provided tables and chairs because they weren't the venue's ones.
Oh. And then, because also there's sometimes where I think about your stuff. So if people hire your stuff and then the caterers are expected to clear it all away, which on paper doesn't make any sense.
But
I agree.
We're having the internal discussions now because our 2027 diary isn't open.
Yeah.
And we're discussing what we want to do and how we want to work it for 2027. And the discussions are around whether we just become a hire company, like flat out hire company.
But then who sets it up?
Because just like the big boys, if you hire charge plates and you hire cutlery from the big boy companies, they just arrive on site.
Yeah.
You hire linen from the big boy companies, they just arrive on site. And it's actually the caterers that get the fucking stick of that.
Yeah, I know. But then
my argument is
they're doing their own.
But you're going to be laying cutlery anyway. You're going to be laying napkins anywhere, whether it's yours or someone else's.
But if it's theirs, at least they're making the profit on it.
But they also charge for the service staff to lay out.
Well, that's what they'd have to start doing. You'd have to. If I was a catering company, I think I would charge additional money to set all of that up and clear it all away.
But my argument is you do that anyway with your glassware.
But there's more pressure with yours.
Yeah.
I then have to pay for it if I smash one of those. Where if it's my glassware, you're not worried about sending your staff to set up your stuff. But if I said to you, a catering company going to set up all your stuff, you'd be a bit more like, oh, okay.
Damages are damages.
Yeah.
The client has to pay for it. But 9 times out of 10, the catering company hire in from hire companies.
Yeah.
90% of catering companies don't own any of their stock.
Yeah. But then arguably you've got more. That was something a venue did the other day, did all of the bride had bought napkin rings and they did them like bows in it. And I was thinking that is not their normal. They're a good caterer for doing it, but they could have easily turned around and gone, no.
So this is where I feel like there's, where people don't realise there are actually like stylists who come in, don't have any kit.
Yes.
And are just like a
styling
coordinator.
Your stuff.
You're styling all the stuff that you've hired.
Yes.
So that's a kind of who will do all your bows and who will do all your things.
And the thing is, like, sometimes I can do some of the stuff if I'm there, but like I said, I can't go and do. I need to speak to Freya. Did a wedding the other day where the styling company said that they were down a staff member, so would she be able to support? So she sort of said to me, like, and I was like, you help where you can, but your job is not that. Your job is to do. She had first looks. The groom wanted to do a first look with someone. The bride's doing a first look. She's putting the dress on. I'm like, that is your priority, not. And if you're free, absolutely help out anyone you can help out, but that's not our.
Yeah.
You can choose where we go, but then I can't be doing the first looks.
Yeah. You pick. What's your priority?
Yeah.
It's a real tough one because I think a lot of the time, I'd say 90% of the hire companies don't set up.
No.
Just drop off.
Because it's also when they clear down as well. One that I did the other day was a teepee and the caterers didn't put away any of their napkins. So I had to then go and collect all the napkins because it's not theirs, they won't clear it. But I'm like, if I wasn't here, there's literally just dirty napkins everywhere. I didn't clear the charge plates because I know to put them in. They were gold. It didn't look bad. But I was like,
But again, the hire companies, if those boxes aren't filled and ready to go, they won't collect.
No. Oh, it's just, guys, it's so stressful. I feel for you. I really do.
That is a big
issue.
A big issue in the hire world.
You need to be speaking to your caterers about what they will and won't do. That's a big one. That's quite often something that comes up when I'm doing my final meetings with people is I will say to them, like, are the caterers clearing all the, especially when it's a dry, don't worry guys if your caterer is in-house, like they cover all that. But when you're in a dry hire place, are they moving tables and chairs off the dance floor? Because they didn't the other day. So I'm then having to get a groomsman to help me move a table off the dance floor. But to me, there's loads of caterers. I did one the other week where the caterers said that they wouldn't, because they were all older ladies. They were like, oh, we don't move their really heavy tables. And I'm like, right, so I'm doing it by myself then.
Caterers get the stick because, again, when chair companies deliver, they deliver in stacks.
Yeah.
And they need to be set out. 9 times out of 10, it's the caterers that will do that or the venue that will do that.
Yeah.
But I suppose the argument is they're going to be doing their chairs.
Yeah, but their chairs are already in there. Like, I don't thingy when venues say it costs more to do certain stuff, because it's staffing. Someone's got to pay for it. Why should they pay for it when you're bringing in black chairs? Wedding planning is so stressful. Don't you think?
Yeah, all the smaller details, and it ends up that someone gets shortfalled and someone will do it.
Someone has to do it.
But is it going to be in the way you want it done?
Is it the way you want it done? And how long is it going to take to do it? Because me doing something by myself versus 7 caterers, one's going to take a lot longer. Arguably 7 times longer.
Tablecloths are a funny thing, aren't they? Because they can make something look really crap.
100%. I can see why that bride would be upset, but I think the upset is with the wrong person. But the venues will go, you fucking hired your own tables in and our cloths don't fit it.
But we did email saying what tablecloths we need.
God.
Anyway, I want to talk about your destination wedding because that looked fun.
Okay.
With Patty P.
Where should we start? Should we start
work husband, I'll call him.
My work husband. We do need to discuss this because Brian's got his headphones on, but there's absolutely no fucking way on this earth.
Brian!
We want you on.
We want you on. We're talking to you. Get your headphones off.
Hello.
Sorry, I was currently editing another episode whilst you're recording.
That's okay.
I would like to know if you went away for work with another woman, how would Georgie feel?
She would not even be slightly happy.
So explain the situation, please, Georgie.
Me and Pat are booked for the same destination wedding. Me and Pat are friends.
Coincidence.
What, that we're friends or that we got the same wedding? To be fair, actually...
Didn't you book him for the wedding?
No. So what actually happened was I wasn't taking on any more weddings this year. This bride then emailed, and it was in Italy, and she was like, Pat's a photographer. And I was like... And Isla was also away for a residential.
So even better, you wanted to go for Pat.
One of the only reasons I went is because Pat was going.
Brian? Imagine if you said that about a woman.
Yeah, she'd hate it.
Do you hate it?
No, it's a double standard, the same as last week.
Well then.
Okay. You stay in the same room or what?
Yeah, we slept in the same bed.
Knew it.
No, so anyway, so Pat is booked. I said yes to it because I was like, that'll be fun. And then Pat was sorting out the accommodation, so got a thing that had 2 separate rooms.
Oh, so you stayed in the same Airbnb?
Same little villa.
Oh, you had a villa together.
As I say it, I hear
Did
the
you go on
double
the flight
standard.
together?
We were on the flight together. We met
So
at the
you
airport.
basically had a couple's holiday.
Me and Pat had a couple.
So when people looked at you, you looked like a couple at the airport.
Yeah. Who did? Somebody said something.
Are you going on your honeymoon?
No, we didn't look like on our honeymoon. We weren't holding hands. We did sit next to each other on the plane. I hear that.
How long have you guys been together then?
Like 4 days. I hear the double standard. I do. But Pat is literally like a brother to me. I'm sure he would say the same. I can't.
Why are you being weird for?
No, I'm not, because you're making me feel weird. You made me gone red.
Yeah,
I don't know, because you're implying.
How is it on the other fucking foot now? This is what you've done to me for the last fucking however many episodes. And then you feel like you're like, am I lying? I'm not lying. What?
Right, I'll ask a question. Brian, at any point during the time I was away, did you stop and think to yourself, I wonder if they're being inappropriate?
No, but would you think that if I was going away with a girl
Yes.
that you...
Brian, I basically said they looked like they were on a couple's holiday at the airport.
We did. We met at the airport. We got on the plane together.
What's the equivalent of a girl for Pat then? For me going away to work with?
Harriet.
Okay, and would you be
Harriet
comfortable
is
with
one
it?
of Brian's friends' girlfriends who works on the bars sometimes.
Would you be comfortable with this?
No.
Crazy. Honestly.
She young, skinny and blonde.
She is young, skinny and blonde.
It's crazy.
Soz. It's professional. It's purely professional.
Looked it. Same Airbnb.
We did have a cheeky Prosecco on the first night. Do you have any reason to ever doubt me? I would never cheat. I wouldn't ever cheat.
But that's not, I don't think that's what it is.
What is it then? I've got work. I'm literally working. Would you rather me work?
Oh, wait, so how many days weren't work then?
I didn't say this was a problem. I don't know why you're attacking
Beth's
me. Like,
making it a problem.
Don't point at me. How many days were you away?
We went on the Monday. The wedding was on the Wednesday and we came back on the Thursday.
Fuck off, so you had 2 days!
The Tuesday
2
was
days!
No.
You had a holiday for 2 days!
Tuesday was a pool party. I was working. We were both working.
Okay. And then what day did you come back?
Thursday. We arrived the day before, work the next day, come back the day after. I'm not going to lie, some of it felt like a couple's holiday. We went to the shop to get some snacks ready for our apartment, had a Prosecco on the first night, had a great time.
Did you get the pool
we had
together?
a great time.
Did you get the pool together? Fuck off, you got in the pool. So you were in a bikini?
No, God, no.
Swimsuit.
No. Yeah.
What?
Why is that weird?
Brian, she's in a villa with a pool with Pat.
It's
I
weird
hear
for the same,
it.
It's,
I
it's
hear
weird
it.
for the same reason the other way around.
I trust Pat. I tell you what the difference
Well,
is.
you don't trust me in a...
I don't trust men. I trust me.
Anyway,
Should we move on to the destination wedding?
I hope
Pat will be listening. I hope Pat sends you a
I
little
hope
message saying,
fucking-
just,
oh, sorry.
just FYI, I didn't sleep with
I
your
hope fucking
girlfriend.
Holly doesn't listen, his fiance.
She does, but I would hope she would trust me enough as well.
I love Holly.
Me and Pat are purely friends, though, genuinely. Like it would be like me going with you. Like not at one point did I think to myself, I might kiss him. Do you know what I mean?
Are you thinking about it now?
No, I was then thinking about kissing you, as in that's the same thing that I would. But I would never sit there and think, oh, I'm going to kiss Beth.
Don't get out.
You'd love it, sure. Anyway, so me and Pat went. We had the best time ever.
Okay, so on your flight, day 4 pool party. Tell me everything about this destination wedding because it looked sick.
Okay, so we arrive. We are meeting. We can't get into it's a villa. It's a cool villa. Why are you looking at me like that? Me and Pat slept together. Okay, we cheated. I'm pregnant. It's his.
That's the title of this episode. I'm pregnant. It's his.
Okay.
Got it, Brian? Brian's not even listening, and he'll be like, "What's the title of the episode?"
He pretends like he cares. He don't care.
All I can see below the lights and the camera are his Crocs.
Do you like the Croc charms I bought him for his birthday?
It's just I think the way he's sat is giving me an ick as well.
This is what I mean. I've got to go on
He's
holiday
got
with
his
other men
knees
'cause he's giving me
together
the ick.
and his legs open.
What?
His calf muscles look big though, so
There you go.
Anyway,
so we can't get into this villa until 2 p.m. The bride she'll listen to this episode. She won't care about anything. The type A you can be.
this is on the Tuesday.
This is on the Tuesday. We arrive on the Monday. We chill. We get some food.
Why didn't we book the villa for the day before?
Why did we?
Why didn't they book the villa for the Monday?
Because the wedding was on the Wednesday anyway.
Fine.
Ideally, yes, but actually, I don't know. They were in Italy. They were.
Oh, so they were there anyway.
They were there. They'd done their food shop. They'd done all that stuff.
Fine. Okay.
She says, let's meet at a cafe at 1:00. So we've got an hour. I was like, we can run through the day plan. We can chat so that when we get there, because it was tight. We were getting there at 2, and then I think guests were arriving at 4, and we had all the stuff to blow up, the welcome packs to do. Like we had stuff to sort out. So she was like, let's meet up before so we can chat through it. We get to Italy. We get to where we're. First of all, took my Meta glasses. Couldn't figure out if we had to pay for parking. Looked up at a sign, said, "Hey Meta, translate this," and then it read out the sign to me in English.
That's so good.
That's fucking sick, isn't it? Anyway, we park. We get to the cafe. The cafe is closed. It's also raining. The bride turns up. Bless her. She is fuming. She is mad. Like she is just. I'd
be a stroppy little bitch.
She wasn't, but she was a stroppy little bitch.
I would be.
I would be exactly the same. The poor groom is like, we're going with it. Like it is what it is.
Shut the fuck up.
She was not being her normal self. She was fuming and get it.
Yeah.
Get it. So I said to her, I was like, I know you're mad. I was like, but you're going to ruin the whole thing if you
don't snap out of it.
If you don't figure something out. Everyone's coming whether you like it or not. I was like, you just need some vibey people that will get in the pool. Doesn't matter if it's raining. Doesn't matter if it's cold. But she just was not there. So I kind of just read the room and I'm just going to do what I'm going to do.
Yep.
I'm going to be quieter because she'll let her be. I'm going to let you strop.
Yeah.
You've got 2 hours to strop until people start arriving. So we then do the day plan stuff. We head over to the villa, get there, and I'm like, just give me jobs, throw stuff at me. Me and Pat are blowing up inflatables. She's making little welcome packs with snacks and sorting all this stuff out. And then it's like, it was cold. It was like Italy cold. It was cold. It was a little bit grey. It was a bit miserable. But then all people start arriving. I go and have a little conversation with a group of people that look fun. And I'm like, psst, come here. I was like, I'm going to need you to be a vibe. I'm going to need you to step up and be what you need to be at this point. I'm going to need you to get in the pool. And they were like, say no more. Cool. Got it. So they were really good to have there. They went and did some photos. The pool party, the ice cream guy doesn't turn up when they're meant to come. So I have to then ring him. Obviously, destination weddings are harder anyway because he's like...
Language.
I can't do an Italian accent, but ciao, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, where are you? He's like, I come at 6 p.m. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to be at 4 o'clock. He's like, no, I come at 6. And I'm like, no. So I spoke to the bride and I was like, do you want me to just cancel it? Like, she was like, I don't want it. Also, it was grey. So, girl math, we've saved 600 right there. So I'm like, no, just don't bother. Just give her the refund. Hour later, he turns up. He's like, hello, I do the ice cream. And I'm like, she doesn't want it. And then I couldn't figure out, I basically was trying to say to him, you can do some for free if you want, but she'll still want the money back. Yeah. And he wasn't getting it. So I was like, just go. I was like, she doesn't want it. Just go home. So he's driven an hour to get here, even though on the phone I've literally said, don't bother.
And you're late.
And then, you're way late. Like the pizza party is now happening. So their plan was pool party for a bit, go and get changed, come back down, pizza party, chill. Everybody gets to know each other. My job was to do work from like 1 till 4, getting everything ready, sorting all that logistics. Pat was then doing 4 till 9 or whatever. So obviously we're driving together because we're in a relationship at this point on this holiday. So I was like, I'll just sit and wait. I'll get some of the stuff ready for the wedding. I go and sit in this room. I've never felt so ill in all my life. My stomach felt like it was going to explode.
That's the worst.
Either end. I don't know what was. I was literally like, I feel horrific. Pat is coming back in and like getting changes lenses, blah, blah, blah. And he's literally looking at me like, you're right. And I'm like, I do not feel good. I do not feel good, Pat. Like I literally feel like I'm going to vomit or I don't know. I keep going to the toilet. The chefs are making the pizzas right outside the room that I'm in. It's like a little living room area. So I'm walking past them every 5 minutes going to the toilet, trying to make myself sick. Because you know when you feel so
just
ill.
Get it done.
I could not be sick. Come back in. I am white. I am shaking. Pat comes back in and I'm like, it's freezing. He's like, it's not freezing. I'm like, I actually think I might be dying at this point. Finally go to the toilet, make myself sick. Come out. And there's, you know that when there's it's like a big toilet with 4 toilets in it. So I come out and there's a guest stood there and I'm like, he's heard me being sick. He doesn't say anything. I don't really say anything. We kind of look at each other and I'm like, fuck, go back and hide in my room. He's obviously then told the groom, I would imagine, because then when I then went down later to say goodbye, the groom was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want them to worry because I'm running their wedding the next day. And Pat was like, what are you going to do? And I was like, I'm running their wedding. I will just have to, don't know. We then leave that day. We're staying like half an hour away from where they are. We're driving back down all these country lanes. I feel like I'm on death's door. Like I'm sweating. I'm freezing.
Oh no.
I feel horrific. Like I thought I was going to die. Thought we got back to the villa, opened my eyes. It's a road's closed. And I'm like, Pat, I can't do this. You just leave me to die on the side of the road. And I'm like, just get home, get us back. I can't help with the road closures. I literally just don't even speak to me. Shut my eyes for a bit, just trying to like for the whole world to stop. I haven't eaten anything. I don't know if I got ill because we'd had breakfast, got and done the pool party. It's warm. I'm running around doing stuff.
Travel.
I hadn't had anything to drink. I hadn't eaten anything. I was waiting for the pizzas, which was later on, but by this point I'm too ill to eat a pizza. Get back to our apartment. I think I must have fallen asleep in the car for like 3 minutes. Open my eyes at the apartment. Feel fine. Like, fine.
What?
I have never felt like I honestly thought I was dying. Pat even said after, he was like, I was trying to figure out whether if we had to go to a hospital, like at what point. That's to and I'm not an ill person. I'm dying if I actually feel ill. Got back to the villa, got back to our place, had some biscuits, watched Ocean's 12, chilled out, went to bed fine the next day.
So weird.
But I was so worried because, spoiler alert, I also did some of their ceremony, and I'm thinking I'm going to be that meme where sorry guys, there is a fly in this room and it is doing our head in, and if you can see it in the video, I'm so sorry. I've asked Brian to kill it, but he's too sweet of a man. Get rid of it, Brian. Come and show everyone your Crocs, shorts, hat and bright blue t-shirt that you've got going on. I don't care. What was I saying? Sorry. So I'm doing this. I was thinking I'm going to be doing their ceremony and have to go and be sick. And I was so, you know, when it was like
make a great TikTok though.
I did also think that. And I was like, do I wear my Meta glasses so that it's like, do you take blah, blah, blah. So yeah, thank the Lord Jesus.
Whoever was watching over me to be like, they must have looked and be like, she's not technically working right now. Be sick now, ready so that you're fine. That's weird, isn't it? You could have like fainted if you like doing the ceremony and stuff, and you were like that. Yeah, I was.
You would have really
panicked. That's the thing though. I was really ill this week. Well, the other week, and we had a wedding together. I was not well.
Yeah.
I left filming and I was throwing up constantly, and I was like, I can't do this. I've got a wedding tomorrow. Yeah. I can't go. I don't want to make everyone ill.
Yeah.
Blah blah. Luckily, it wasn't like me where they needed me. They have a team. It's great.
Yeah.
I also didn't want to make Georgie ill. I didn't want to make my team ill. I didn't want to make any of the guests ill.
You made the right decision
because it was a virus.
Yeah.
And then I texted her and was like, look, blah, blah, blah. I've got Henry this weekend. I'm not going to be going on. Like, I am dying.
Yeah.
Like, dying. Death's door. I woke up the next day and I was fucking fine.
Is that I have never had, because I thought I need to just get home. I was
Sleep it off.
so desperate for a bath, but there wasn't a bath in this day. I was literally like, I just need to sleep. I just get me. When we got to that road closed, I was like, just fucking get me home. I just need to sleep.
Yeah.
I just literally opened my eyes before we even walked into the apartment, and I was like,
So
I'm
weird.
fine.
But then I ended up going on the hen do, and I was like, oh my God, I look like that supplier. She didn't turn up to my wedding, then she went on the hen do. The ones that I slagged
There's
off.
a bitch from a bride come in.
Literally. But I literally sent her a photo of me being sick on the toilet just to be like, and
Proof.
she was like, you can see it, like you could see it in my eyes that I was like, I was not well.
No.
I need you to see that I am not well.
Yeah. But this is the thing.
Because I don't think anyone believes me when I'm not well.
Yeah, I would.
And
need
I'm never
video
not
proof of
well.
you, yeah.
But like I am, when I'm not well, I'm not well.
Yeah. This is my problem is there's no backup. I'm abroad.
You'd have to get the fuck on with it.
So when I wasn't quite dying before, when I said to Pat, I was like, starting to feel ill. He was like, what are you going to do tomorrow? And I was like, what do you mean? I'm going to run the wedding. But it was a fucking hard wedding. There was so much to do at that wedding. Obviously, destination weddings is all over the place. You're here for the ceremony, down for the drink. It's hot.
I think the adrenaline does get you through on wedding days though. Like I've gone to weddings not feeling like amazing. Like,
and then you just power through.
And you just...
Yeah, crack on.
Yeah.
Top tip, guys, eat food more when you're doing destination weddings.
Yeah, even if you need a little snack bum bag maybe.
She actually did make us a snack bag, but it was on the wedding day.
Yeah. Even in your bum bag, you need a little bit of room for some little snackies. Like, you know, like the bite-sized ones.
Yeah. Little bit of sugar. That is. I honestly think, thinking of it now, I think it was a blood sugar crash.
Yeah. Because that's what I did when I was on the strip. I drank Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
And I was lagging and I was like, that Smirnoff wasn't too strong.
Yeah.
Had the sugar kick.
Buzz. This is why I do keep drinking a Monster. I really shouldn't.
But that's heart attack. That's heart attack behaviour. That's a bit too far.
It gets me through. I don't drink them every wedding. I reckon it's when I'm driving.
Too far. I drink them nearly every wedding.
Oh wow. Okay. Pot kettle.
But
even if it's a placebo thing for me, I just need the white one is sugar free.
White Monster, cold,
freezing
cold,
yeah.
unreal. That is my wedding essential and some chocolate.
Can't have the chocolate, but yeah, breakfast bar. I just need snacks. Because often as well, I don't. It's really bad actually. It's something can you remind me for my goals next year? I really need to work on this. It's too late for this year. I don't eat breakfast because typically I'm leaving at.
I also am just rushing around.
I'm not hungry.
Get me out the door.
Get me to the wedding. And then I don't stop until probably, when does everyone eat? 4, 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
But I'm eating at 5:30. That is the first piece of food that has gone into my mouth is at 5:30 on a wedding day. And that is awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
That's like this is what people say, like we just go. There's no stopping.
At what point and I would actually, Brian, I would like this made into a clip. So obviously at weddings, you quite often as the couple have to pay for a supplier meal. I was talking about this to suppliers the other day because I appreciate that it sounds rude. I get that it sounds rude me saying to you, you need to provide food for me on your wedding day when for your job, you're like, well, I just bring my own food. When I'm in my office, I have to look after myself. Genuinely tell me how I'm supposed to feed myself at a wedding. Because I can't access the fridges, not allowed to put my sandwich in the fridge. All the other food, there's nothing I can bring. Like I can't microwave anything, so I couldn't bring an actual meal is impossible. Like no way whatsoever. I can't keep it refrigerated anywhere. I can't heat anything up. I don't want to just have crisps because then it's not enough food. So that is tell me how else I'm supposed to eat at a wedding. This is why you have to provide supplier meals. I'm pleased, like, just not shit.
I've got a wedding coming up. Brian's on it as well. And we've got a supplier. It's a consistent buffet food throughout the day.
Nice.
Because it's like 100 suppliers. Yeah. Everyone's getting fed and everyone's like, we've got a breakfast buffet. Yeah. We've got a lunch buffet. We've got then the hot meal dinner.
Those suppliers will work hard.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
there's a drink station. There's a chocolate station. There's a sweet station. Because they were like, you genuinely will get, even if you could just grab a chocolate, you grab sweets.
And it's not a conscious, I wouldn't consciously not be as good at your wedding if you don't give me snacks. It sounds awful. But if I'm fed, I've got more energy.
We're going back into that season of where the venues don't even offer you a drink, aren't we? And it's fucking hot.
Beth, I'm shook by some of the venues. I'm shook that you're going to charge me £4.50 for a lemonade. So actually, maybe there's another tip. And I know it shouldn't be your problem as the couple. I get it. but unfortunately it is. And I would hope that you want your suppliers to all get on and be friends and things like that, but put a soft drink tab is really helpful. Snack bags are genuinely really helpful and really appreciated. And feeding them.
Yeah.
Please. Not late at night. Just when you eat your mains is absolutely fine. But I won't eat anything until 5:30.
Yeah, it is crazy.
I'm going to break at some point. Anyway.
Pool party. So we've had pizza. Pizza party.
I'm dead, but
pizza
yeah,
party went
pizza
great.
party went great.
Georgie died. Pat got some good pics.
Perfect, yeah.
Everyone jumped in the pool, did what they were going to do.
Everyone was in the pool. I was fine for the pool bit. I was watching the
Yeah.
pool bit. That's when I started to be like, oh, I don't feel very well, but I'm going to carry on. Got some great footage. Like, everyone's having a great time. Everyone knows the drill.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people pack together when it's bad weather because they want everyone to have a nice time. She properly cheered up then. I think she just needed everyone to get there and crack on with it. They had some lovely couple photos. It was just nice. Pizza party happens. They're all chilling. They're having a great time. I think it was great pizza from what I've heard. I'm gutted I didn't have a pizza.
It's Italian.
Yeah.
Wedding day comes.
Pardon?
Wedding day comes.
Wedding day comes. I've got to try and remember all this now. It feels like it was ages ago, but it wasn't. It was just, I've done a lot in between. We all get there. She had a really cute idea. Everybody went for breakfast. They stayed in their little, to give you an idea of the villa, there was like there was like an open barn, a closed barn, little different bedrooms that had their own kitchen. So there maybe was like 2 bedrooms that were sharing a kitchen, living room bit, probably 4 of those. And then there was like a courtyard bit and then the pool.
Yeah.
So proper picture an Italian wedding. That's what we're working with. The main concern at the moment is the weather. So the ceremony was undercover anyway. Was it? Yeah. Ceremony was undercover, so that bit didn't really matter. The wedding breakfast was meant to be out on the courtyard, overlooking the views. This then comes on to me of whether we're putting it outside or not. I'm looking at this AccuWeather the whole time and just thinking, I cannot risk it being outside and it raining, because there's no, we were talking about tablecloths. There's no other tablecloths if they get wet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. She did not want it in the closed barn, which I totally agree with, because you could have been in England for that. So we were like, why don't we put it in the open barn where the ceremony was after the ceremony? So the day before, we'd spoken to the venue. The venue guy was the nicest guy ever, by the way, very sweet. And he was like, oh, we don't normally do it in there. I was like, it needs to be in there, because then we get the best of both worlds. It's covered, but you've still got beautiful views of everything surrounding you. So he agreed to that. So I was like, cool, that just helps that.
So
we'll put it in there.
Moved it.
A caterers hadn't been set up, so we decided this pre-ceremony. And I was like, I'll come and do the menus. What did they have? Oh, they had really cute luggage tags.
Cute.
But like ones that you would actually then use with their names on. I liked those. So I went and set all that bit. It was only like 30 people. Like when he was originally like, oh, I don't know if we've got time to set up, and I was like, it's 30. Like it's 30 people. We got time to set it. I could set this up. I didn't say that, but I could set this up. So anyway, we get there. They did a really cute thing where she got the groom to deliver a bottle of Prosecco and a card to people in the morning so that they could have a drink while they got ready. I know. I liked that. She was then getting dressed. He was staying down the road. All of that was pretty seamless. Ceremony. How I ended up doing this, I've got no idea. This is a typical me getting myself in these situations. When I did their first call with them, I was like, they said, oh, we're getting a friend. I said something like, who's doing the ceremony? And they were like, oh, we're getting a friend to do the ceremony part. And I was like, love it. She was like, but could you do the bit where it's the like more professional bit? And I was like, I've never done that before. I was like, it's not really, I'm not a celebrant. She was like, no, it was fine. You just know weddings more than anybody there. We'd really like it if you did that bit. And I was like, yeah, no problem.
Were you shitting yourself?
Absolutely shitting myself. Mainly because his name is spelt Lewis, but his name is Louis. You know, like Prince Louis. So I'm thinking I'm going to say Lewis the whole time. I hate names. I know your name, Beth, but I wouldn't announce you to somebody. I would just doubt myself. Even though I know it, and I've spoken to them for months and months and months, but I still got terrified. I was also thinking, what if I'm sick? What if I mess up? What if I don't know.
Why didn't you just put his name as Lewis?
Louis.
I
did originally, but she'd already printed out the thing. So I was just like, fuck. I was a bit scared. But then luckily the friend was doing all of the like And I actually think it worked really nice because she was like, we don't want to do our vows to our mate.
Yeah.
And I was like, I totally get that. But then I'm also thinking, what do I wear? What do I wear to this wedding where I'm supposed to be running around and doing stuff, but also have to then stand up? I have now adopted it for most other weddings because I think it looked nice. It was a silk, satin black skirt, trainers for when I was coordinating, sandals for when I was doing the ceremony.
Proud of you for that.
Thank you.
That would have been my one thing I would have been
100% is if I'm going to
with
wear
you.
trainers at somebody's ceremony. I don't think my shoes, I didn't like the shoes I wore for that, but I can't wear here. It was literally on thingy floor. I have to be realistic. And then a waistcoat, tied little waistcoat thing.
Lovely.
I think it looked quite cute.
I am loving a satin skirt for this summer.
Love a satin skirt. And then I can wear
season.
my trainers as well. And it doesn't look too silly. But on those hot weddings, I have to put a pair of shorts on underneath, I think. Those sweaty legs on it. So anyway, that's one thing I'm trying to do is I've got a load of setup. The problem is in Italy, everything is slower.
Yeah.
They just take their time.
Yeah, I'll be there when I'll be there.
It's the ceremony. Don't worry. And I'm like, I'm fucking worried.
I'm fucking worried.
Shitting it. So I've got to get her dressed.
Oh, that's so funny.
I've got to set the ceremony up. I've got to put the decor out. I've got to put water bottles on the thing. I've got to do reserved signs, but the chairs aren't set up until 12 o'clock because the ceremony not till 1. It don't matter. And I'm like, fuck, okay. And obviously the Brits getting married in Italy want everything earlier than what they would normally do it because we want the whole wedding. So I'm literally running around. Again, thank God Pat was at that wedding because I could be like, ask a groomsman to put the water bottles out because I couldn't get back down there because I'm with her now and I'm trying to do the first looks. I'm trying to get the bridesmaids ready. I've got a million things to do down there. She's trying to edit her hair because they haven't curled the front yet. And obviously it's difficult. She did her own makeup, but then the hairdressers were Italian and
Don't
it's
worry,
okay.
it doesn't matter.
The girl's not
You
like,
look
don't
beautiful.
worry. Ciao, Bella. So she was trying to fix that. I'm sure she's definitely like not nervous, but she's type A, so she knows what she wants.
Good for her.
Yeah. So that was hard trying to get, and it's not close together.
Yeah.
So it's a good walk to get to.
It's like Wilderness Reserve. Fucking hell.
It's so hard to do. I needed a bike.
I need a bike.
So then I've also got to go
That would've
via.
looked cute.
I know it would look cute. I've got to go via my little room where I'd been ill before to swap to my sandals to get over to the ceremony to check that the groomsman who was doing part of the ceremony knows what he's doing, to give the thumbs up, to make sure Pat's there, to make sure I'm trying to video stuff as well. Like it was just a lot happening. Hold on, I'll get comfier. So ceremony happens without a hitch, if I do say so myself.
Oh, well
I think
done.
I nailed it. I think I know more about weddings than I thought I knew. Obviously,
I mean, you fucking know what weddings. I don't know why you even doubted yourself.
I know, but
and
I was
you're good
like,
at speaking as well.
Thank you, but I do like I get if I remember for my book launch, I was
you're weird.
terrified.
And in London, you got weird.
There was 400 people looking at us in London. I was better in
500.
London than I was in. Oh yeah, better than I was in London than I was at my book one.
Yeah, you were weird at your book
Because
one.
I just hate. I know I don't give this opinion, but I don't really like all the attention on me. I don't mind sharing the attention when we're both there. Because then I'm the person that's like, come on, Beth, we're fine. Don't worry. Like I can be the strong person. Not one about myself.
Yeah, you were like, oh, Beth, I don't like this. I was like, you're on your own, mate.
And like I was trying
I was
to be
like,
that,
you're on your
I
own,
know, and I was
bitch.
trying to be that to Isla, like, are you all right? And she was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, it's me then. I'm scared. But I was fine once I got started.
Yeah, that
Absolutely
is
fine.
so weird, isn't it?
And I knew when to stand out the way, and I knew how to do it. Like, I was also conscious that I didn't want to make my bit funny. I had to stop myself saying things that I would have said if it was a different situation. I had to be professional.
That's good. You didn't make it about you.
I did not make it about me. I blended in. I was the grey man.
Blended.
Yeah.
The grey man.
The grey man. Do you remember Who Dares Wins? SAS.
Yeah.
The grey man gets the furthest, so I'm trying to be the grey man. Step out of the way for the kiss. Absolutely fucking nailed it. And then got to run round to do the confetti, to line everyone. So it was difficult being that person and that person.
Ideally, you needed another person.
Yes and no. Yes and no. Because at some points there would have then been somebody doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just be working harder. I'm trying to think of what other bits to know about that wedding. Luckily, touch wood, not touch wood, it's already happened. Luckily for them, it drizzled like once for 5 minutes.
Fine.
Like it was nothing.
I just love an Italian wedding.
It was...
What food did they have? Come on, tell me.
Go on,
Make me
tell
hungry. It's lunchtime. I'm starving.
What did they have? This is the... Oh, no, we did have food. But you know when they're all getting like 6 courses? I'm like, I want 6 courses.
Yeah, but what did they have? I don't care about you.
They had... I can't remember the menu. I don't know.
6 course, nice.
I don't know if it was 6. It was 4 at least.
Nice. Love
My
that.
food though was the main course that they had, and it was a truffle lasagna.
Ooh, I've
This
never
is-
had a truffle lasagna.
Luckily, Brian's not back in the room, but there was a truffle lasagna, and then they brought out a bottle of wine for me and Pat.
They love a drink, don't they? So
they always have a
normal.
drink with a thing, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll have a glass of wine with my truffle
So you
lasagna.
drank at a
I had
wedding?
Yeah.
You broke your rule.
Destination weddings are different.
Yeah, sure, you're on holiday, innit? Don't
Yeah,
matter.
I am literally on holiday. At one point, I had a limoncello shot. But, so here's my thing. Here's my thoughts on a destination wedding. In my opinion, when you're bringing UK suppliers to an Italian wedding, they are now part of your guests.
Yeah.
They're in the group because it's normally smaller numbers. They are... I do think me and Pat added to the vibe of that wedding.
Of course you do, because you are a vibe. Both of you are a vibe.
We were a vibe. We were good
Maybe
fun.
that's why they booked you.
Probably.
I've got a wedding coming up, and it's my friend's wedding. I'm closer with them now. Like they weren't like I'm very good friends with them now.
Yeah.
And I'm doing their wedding, and they're like, "So you're gonna drink after you're done?" I'm like, "No, my insurance is invalid. That is always my rule."
Okay, yeah.
And he went, "No, it ain't. I know your insurance policy.
Yeah, you're a fucking liar,
You're a
mate.
fucking liar, mate."
But it's hard to be like I'm
like-
very rarely get on the dance floor
Yeah,
at a wedding,
like-
even if we've got on so well. I just look like a dick.
I'm just in my work,
yeah.
and I'm just like, I know that the venue are difficult anyway, so I just feel like I'm going to be working way past when I'm going to be working anyway.
Yeah.
But it's really hard because I'm on that level of them.
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
And also you don't know people, like, so where you would go and stand at the bar and have a drink. Like there's been a few weddings where I've had a drink at the end of the night because we've got on really well, and maybe Brian's working on the bar and it's a different, I'm not driving, like genuinely not driving. But it's hard to turn off.
Yeah, it's really hard to
Because if something happens, I then have to
the
switch
problem
back in.
is I care. It's really hard to say. I care more about that wedding than it because I'm really close with them. Like
Yeah.
it's more that emotional connection now that
it has to be
it
perfection.
has to be
Yeah,
perfect because these are going to be people in my life forever. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Kind of thing. Like it's
It's
weird.
I had it the other day where I had the best. It was such a fun wedding, and then they were dancing outside, and the groom literally like pretend lassoed me to the thing, and I like went ooh, and stepped to the side.
Did you?
Because I don't want to. I don't want to. Don't put me in that situation.
Go on.
I did a step to the side, like like. Haha,
Did you
fuck
just
off.
put your tongue out like you just did that?
Because I don't know anyone else there, and everyone's like, "Why the fuck is the coordinator dancing?" It's awkward.
You don't want to look like a dickhead.
No, I
either.
don't want to
Yeah.
look like a dickhead. But I do feel like destination weddings are different. Like I did have a little dance at the destination one because Unwritten was playing.
and you have been with them.
I've been with them the whole. It wasn't a weekend, but I'm going to call it a weekend for the sake of this.
Yeah.
It's been there the whole weekend. We've been through all the bits together. Again, this is why I think that those suppliers end up being friends. Like, there was a lot of moments where me and Pat created moments for them that I think were really important to the day.
Yeah.
And actually, if you're doing, first of all, if you're doing small numbers for a wedding, your suppliers are more important than if you've got bigger numbers.
Yeah.
And if you're doing a small destination wedding, they are crucial. They are essential. Because there was one bit, the dad, bless him, was doing the announcements, and he wasn't quite as vibey as maybe they might have wanted. He was fine for the announcements he did, but then we were doing an announcement. We'd planned it where the dad was going to come and announce that limoncellos are being served because we were doing it as a shot for the cake.
Yeah.
I was like, the dad isn't the right person for this. It's just not. He wouldn't have been offended that he wasn't. So I got the two best men, pulled them out, and I was like, right, here's what we're going to do. And again, I know the vibe at this point. I've said to them, you're going to go out. I've got sparklers for the limoncello. Put those in there. I said, you're going to go out. So for their best man speech, they did, I can't remember their names, but hi, I'm Sam. Hi, I'm Ben. Together we're Sam and Ben. So I was like, you're going to do that same thing again. And then you're going to say, let's get fucking drunk.
Yeah. Love it.
So they were like, can we say that? I was like, I think we're changing the mood. They have had the most beautiful, remind me to go back to this, but the most beautiful wedding breakfast. The sun has been setting. It's gorgeous, very Italian. But we're here to get drunk now. I was here for a party. So I was like, I need you guys to be full vibes. They came in, sparklers going, let's get fucking drunk. Everyone cheers.
The
mood of that.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't need to be like good guests now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say professional guests.
No,
but like,
professional guests.
Yeah.
Calm, kind.
We don't have to
chilled
be on our
guests.
best behaviour. We're now down the strip.
Yeah, we're loose.
In Beth's
we're getting
world,
loose.
getting shit tattoos.
Yeah, shit tattoos. See, this is the problem. If there was tattoos at that wedding, I would have 100% got one.
Yeah.
Because I am that person. Memories to me, I'll do anything for a memory.
Stop looking at my tattoo. I can see you.
Anyway,
Is it bad?
it's in a weird place.
Where would you have got it?
It's not on your ankle.
I did want to get it behind my ear, so I was like, it's hidden then because I don't wear my hair up.
The fuck up.
I don't wear it behind my hair.
That is 500 times worse.
Is it?
Yes.
I just didn't want it anywhere visible.
I'm so sorry if anyone's got it's always visible.
What?
Behind your ear?
But I don't. My hair's. When have you ever seen behind my ear?
I would be able to know if you had a tattoo
you've got one
behind
on
your
the
ear.
back of your neck, you freak.
You can't see that. I'm not saying I like my tattoo anymore.
That's nearly as bad as lower back.
Hey guys, people who listen to this might have tattoos in all these places.
That's okay. You do you. You do you, boo.
You've got a delivery.
Have we? Oh, it's my Amazon. What did I order? Mouth tape.
Oh, you still on that?
Oh, I'm loving it. Loving it.
Where would you have it if you were getting a tattoo? So that wedding had it. Where would you do it?
Ribs.
I did want to get it on my ribs, but I've already got one on my ribs. I thought, then I was going to try and merge it into this one.
I don't mind back of arm.
Yeah, so some of the girls had it on their arms and back of arms. I feel like that's way more visible because
It is more visible.
I'm not married yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I probably didn't want a
And the
tattoo
problem
visible on my
is,
wedding
like,
day.
I think I've still got a reminiscence of it. They had tattoos the other day at a wedding, and I put a temporary tattoo on. It's not coming off for a start, but there looked cute. I mean, it was a shark, so that's not what I'd have. But
yeah, I feel like for
the
me,
thin
I
line
was thinking, I was like, I actually feel, what's Georgie gonna say? So whilst I was thinking about it, I was like, what is Georgie gonna say?
That's your best.
If I got it on my
position.
arm, I thought if I got married and had a tattoo on my arm, when it's not like a full, do you know what I mean? It would be
I
a bit
prefer
like,
it on the back of the arm.
yeah, but then still be in my wedding photos.
Yeah, it would be. Maybe you just shouldn't have got the tattoo. Or what's that's a Trump stampy
Yeah,
one,
but I
isn't
just
it?
didn't want to get my fanny out on the
Fanny.
strip, being led there with my fanny
All I'm
out.
doing right now is listing places that my friend Holly has tattoos. Behind the ear, fanny
Shout out
bit.
Holly.
Yeah, she knows they're bad tattoos. But this is the problem. I don't know if anybody, apart from people that get fully tattooed up,
Yeah.
I don't know of anybody that has some little tattoos that are like, I love these.
Yeah,
You'll always hate them.
You know, I'm just like, fuck it. Life's
Yeah.
too short, innit? I was having a good time. And
As you were talking about it, I was thinking of when I'm going to get one.
I just, you know, like, Joe, I wouldn't go out my way to go and book one.
But if the moment
Time
come-
and place, and it was a good price.
Yeah.
I thought, fuck it.
You know when people, I still haven't seen one at a wedding, but when they have the tattoo vans,
Yeah.
I would probably get one.
Yeah.
Which is so silly. But
Yeah, but I also just think it's fucking past it now, haven't we?
yeah, no one really cares about this body anymore. Draw all over it.
Anyway,
Sorry. So we get the limoncello where we move over to this
getting
different
fucked up.
place. The cake cutting is then out on this terrace. We're then moving into the first dance. The only thing I have a problem with, and I will think about this till I die, is that the first dance song was too quiet. But the speaker system was on. So this is my only fault with the venue is the speaker system is their speaker system. He showed me what to do, and I've done that, but it didn't work, and there's nobody there. So everyone is stood around.
Why weren't they there?
I don't know. Because they're Italian. Ciao, we go for cigarettes out the back. And I'm like, oh, great. But the first dance is happening. It's not loud enough. And in my head, I'm going, do I stop this first dance?
Really?
But I don't
Was it
know.
that bad?
But I don't know if the music, because the day before the pool party, the music wasn't very loud either. But it was the max it could go, and the guy was there, and he was turning it all up. We're getting ready for the first dance. I've got one of her mates using her phone because FYI, their phone didn't work on it. Nobody told them that it had to be an Apple. Theirs weren't, mine wasn't. So this mate was doing it. We're on the app. Everything is on max. Everything is set as it is. Everybody gathers over because obviously it's hard to make decisions because everybody stood watching.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's really hard to make a quick decision when they're all stood in position. So the song starts playing. Everything is on as loud as it's going. I've gone back into to see the girl to check that it's all on. She's like, everything is up, and I'm like, I don't want to stop this first dance
And then do it the
and
same.
and then I can't make it any louder anyway. So we did it. It was fine. It wasn't like quiet, but it was not as loud as I wanted it to be. And then they start going into dancing, and then I finally get the venue guy, and I'm like, this is not loud enough. I was like, it needs to be better. And then he manages to turn it up, and I'm like, you fucking dick. So I was like, can I go back? Can I say, should we do the first dance again?
I just hate it when they're not there with their kit.
And there's only so much I can do.
I'm not a technician.
I've tried everything. I've followed the instructions that he's given me. Everything is up on the app. They're all the same as they were, but I'm glad it got louder because then the music. And you'll be so proud of me. I know you don't think I'm cool, but I was cool. She had a playlist ready for the evening, but I picked the songs. I was the DJ. I was just going to leave it on the side, but I was like, if the wrong song plays now, the vibe's gone.
So you were a DJ or not?
I was DJing, and I fucking nailed it.
Okay.
I absolutely nailed it. I don't care what face you're pulling, ring pat, ass pat. I nailed that dance floor. Because there was a bit when they did Sparklers where they then went, I had to get them back on the dance floor. I can't remember what song I played. I picked from her playlist, but I was just getting the right song at the right time, mixing a bit of ABBA with then hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, that sort of shit. And they fucking loved it, and I nailed it.
Well done. Very proud of you.
Thank you. There's just a couple more things I wanted to touch on for the destination wedding. One thing happened that was, as I said, this is the most spreadsheeted bride I've ever worked with. It was just actually advice and things it's helpful and unhelpful in some ways, because for some of it, I'm definitely overthinking what I'm doing because there's a big list of things I need to be worrying about. And I'm not going with my gut as because I'm trying to follow this list. But on the other hand, it's helpful to be able to tick off.
Yeah.
So actually there's a 50-50 on not giving too much, but also being helpful. Because every question somebody asked me, I knew it was in that book somewhere.
Yeah.
I just had to look through that book. But it does then make me stress that I've covered everything.
Yeah.
This was not on the spreadsheet, but she did want a photo of every couple. So I'd said to Pat, and he was like, it's fine, I've got 2 days, I'll get people at the pool party. And then there's 14 couples. But what happened was there was the most perfect sunset, golden hour. We went and did photos with them too. It was so cute. Like at one moment she was looking out across all the hills of thing. The groom stood next to me, the other end, and Pat says to her, oh, like turn around, look back. And she didn't turn around. And I was like, oh, I don't know if she heard him. And he was like, oh, turn around. She was like, 1 second. She was crying. She was just, because it was obviously like, again, when it's been so stressful and when she was so upset really the day before because it was miserable.
Yeah.
The whole wedding looked like it was going to go to shit because it looked like it said it was going to rain all day. And I think she just had that moment where she was like, it's all fucking come together. So that was adorable. We did some photos and then we went back over and I think people were kind of taking their own photos with it. So it ended up being that Pat kind of took a photo with somebody, with a couple. And I was like, guys, if you want a photo, come and like kind of line up. In a cool way, not in a come and line up if you want. But it ended up, we got a photo of every single couple, but we did it like quick fire. We were like, right, run in, photo, and everyone's laughing, everyone stood together, and it just is not a moment you could have planned.
Yeah.
You couldn't write that down and be like, at some point, line everyone up, and like some things just happen, and they'll probably be the favourite part of the day. Because it was just cute. And then Nan got in and we were trying to make the next person do a funnier pose than the person before. So it was super cute. It was adorable. Is that all the stuff I need to tell you about that destination wedding? That was a wild one. But I think...
Sounds fun.
It was fun.
Makes me want a destination wedding in Italy.
Yeah.
Ciao, Bella.
As the bride, I couldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be able to deal with the...
Unpredictability
of it.
Yeah.
Being a supplier there... Two things I've thingied from it. Being a supplier there with a supplier that I knew was the most fun thing ever.
Yeah.
Number two is I don't do many destination weddings. Kat does the destination weddings for me. Don't let me plan them. I don't want anything to do with the planning of them. But I will coordinate a couple. But I might selfishly only be going if I know another supplier going.
Yeah, I think it helps.
Because that's if Pat wasn't there, 4 days, let's say 3 days, 3 days, going on the plane by myself, transport by myself, staying in accommodation by myself, going to work by myself. I don't want to do that. Is that selfish?
No, but that's your job. It's
my job. I don't do many destinations.
You're lucky to pick and choose what you want to do.
Yeah. I just don't.
There we go.
The vibes are so much better.
Yeah.
And I said to Pat before, I was like, when you've done weddings by yourself, because it could have been just him there and everybody else is Italian, the venue's Italian. Yeah,
it's pretty shit.
Yeah. And the vibe is so different.
The Brits abroad.
You need people that are all getting on together. And then, like I said, we ended up being part of that group, and it was such a nice group of people. To the point where when we were trying to leave, one of the groomsmen jumped in the little pond thing just to get Pat to stay and take more photos. I was like, this is working. Yeah. And we ended up staying way later than we were meant to be there.
I feel like this because you want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. What else am I going to do? Go back to our little apartment. So yeah, loved that.
That's great.
Would you like a couple of tips for destination weddings?
Yeah, I don't know how much time we've got. If Brian wants tips or bitches.
Can we have both?
No.
Oh.
Tips or bitches?
I feel like people would appreciate tips.
Let's go tips then.
Okay. How many would you like?
3.
Your suppliers are more important than you think they are. Your suppliers can make or break an entire wedding. And if you are having a small destination wedding abroad, obviously destination, get a really good team that work together and that are going to bounce off each other, that are going to give you guys all the energy you need. Number 2, it rains abroad. I know you don't want to hear that, and I know that you're putting your head in the sand, but I promise you, you need plan Bs.
Or plan Cs.
Plan Cs, plan Ds. You go to whatever letter you need to go to, but I promise you, it still rains in countries where you think it's going to be sunny all the time. And tip number 3, your attitude will seriously define the destination. If you are in full holiday mode, everyone else will be. If you are in wedding abroad, but you're still in charge of running it, it's not going to have the same feel.
It's like we were saying about the hen do abroad. This is still their holiday.
This is still
Some
a holiday.
people will only go on that holiday that year.
Yeah.
If they're paying for themselves.
And the thing is, like, when you do the pool party, here's all the things set up. You do what you want to do within that, and they're going to have such a nice time. If you're just chill, just be chill. I know it's hard. I do know it's hard, but you're the vibe.
There we go.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
I'd like to go and have a destination wedding now.
Yeah, I've got another one in August.
Nice. Where?
South of France.
Oh, lovely.
Yum. I
You're
know.
spoiling.
I'll let you know all about that as well.
Right, next week, bingo cards.
Bingo cards. Could you all please like, share, subscribe, and to that one person, stop fucking disliking our
I'm going to
videos.
find you. I'm going to pay someone to come and find you, and then I'm going to embarrass you live on air.
I'm going to knock on your door and I'm going to go, dislike you. Beep, dislike you. Just for fun. In front of your kids. We know you are.
Let's wrap this up.
Love you. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.